Welcome along, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to round 7 in HRC, the no assist here. We are here in Jeddah for the seventh round in this competition. As we will watch qualifying here in Jeddah, which is really a tough circuit. You really have to drive on the limit if you want to have a bit of pace here. As it's Callum going out first for TF10. As we will take a look at the standings. I'll try to find them. But well, standings aren't out yet, but last week it was Azuri who won with Arian, who is driving again today for Azuri. UFRT came in P2 with Karsi. UFRT today with Pacino and with, I think it was Kimi. Yep, Kimi also drove last week, but had a DNF in Monza with a crash, and it was AMS in P3 last week. Today for AMS we see Mattia and we see this Callum. P4 last week was for Robin for IRT. Robin driving again today. Teammate for tonight is Kinskman. As Callum has now started his lap and already is in sector 2. Yeah, like I said, Jeddah really a tough circuit. Also with managing the ERS, and we see Callum driving on the limit, getting in a validation. After the final chicane of the lap, he's now going on to the final corner, but this lap he's driving won't count. As we will look with Kimi. Like I said, DNF last week, so he will try to get some good points tonight with UFRT, as Arian is DNFing. I don't know if he had a crash. Kimi goes to 27-0, but Arian, I think he may have crashed. He was on track. And that's a crash. And that's really tough for them, for Arzuri. Because the retirement is not what you want as well for the guys. Williams both retiring. Philip, for Arzuri, the teammate, goes to P1. However, it's P2 now because it's the same lap time as Pacino did for UFRT. Don't know why it says that it's P1, because it's not. Both Williams DNF'd. Williams tonight driving as, let me try and find it. Williams for VE. So as well, VE not having a great start here tonight. Maybe lost the first, but I won't know why. However, DNF for those guys, they will start last here in Jeddah. No clue why they did that. As it was Arian who tapped the wall. Well, green has joined for Jazar. Unfortunate moment then for Arian. As we see more and more lap times getting in. It's Mattia now going to P1 with a 26.3 for AMS. They're now in P1. As it's Uncle now rounding the final corner. And he goes on to P1, 26.0. And more than 2/10 quicker than we saw Mattia. Great lap by Uncle for GT10. And I think GT10 still in the lead of the no assist tier here in HRC. Well, last week wasn't really great. Flamu, welcome. Like I said last week, not really great for GT10. So they'll try and make it up this week as Uncle is now in P1. As now the drivers are on their way to the pit lane. Nobody's improving at this stage. I think Brian as well going to the pits. Yes, he is. And then we'll see all 15 drivers remaining in this qualifying in the pit lane. But the first ones are already out with Robin on top. Robin was on pole last week in Monza for IRT. This week driving again. He had some bad luck in Monza. His uncle dived deep into turn 1 and basically took him out. Both guys did not have damage, but Robin lost 3 positions with it and couldn't make them up in the remaining couple of laps in Monza. So he finished in P4 at the end. And he was on for the win there. At the end the win gone to Arian for Azuri. As Robin's now rounding the final corner. And will begin his lap. See him pushing into turn 1 and 2. Really throwing the car around as well in turn 3. For now it looks like a great first sector for Robin. 31.6. 8.4 in sector 1. As Green as well retires for Jazar, just joined us. There is a retirement in the pits. I have no clue why, to be honest. Why would you do that? Maybe it's something I'm missing. Or quali ban or something, but yeah. Robin now in sector 3. And now rounding the final corner onto the line. And it will be a 1:26.1, which is P2 for Robin. Still 10 slower than we saw Ariane earlier on. As Julian now will begin with his lap. Who is on his way now? We see Philip onto the line. And going on to P3 then for Azzurri. His teammate is out, so he will have a big job and saving a bit of points here in the quali as well. Spacinho 31.8. We have seen quicker. Callum goes on to P4 for AMS. McLaren going onto the line. It's Florian. He was improving, but still boxing for a new set of tires. As it's Brian, I think, going to the line. Yep. As Kinsman not improving for IRT. And then we'll see Pachinho. How will he do? Out of the last corner. Exit looked a bit slippery out there, but onto the line for Pachinho will be a 26.3. And only 58 thousandths improved. Onto P6. As Julian gone on to P4 with a 1:26.2. Gaps are close. So everything can happen. Ricky was as well improving, but as well he's boxing. As it's Mattia going on to P2 for AMS. And there's Uncle. He was P1 and gets P1 with a 1:25.8. Great lap for GT10. He is on provisional pole for now. Pavlos to P10 for AERT. Who is driving then? I don't think anyone is though. Julian's not, Callum's not, Pachinho's not. Pavlos not as well, so all the guys are boxing. As well as this Brian. I think VE had a VE has had a quali ban. I do think so, but I'm not sure though. So now the guys are boxing. Going for their last set of tires. And going for the last time out. Here in qualifying. As I would appreciate to see the time, how much we have left. Because it won't be a lot. But we'll take a look after Pavlos is in the pits. First guy's already out, it's Kimi. 4 minutes left in the session. So Kimi's out for one final time. Maybe he can do 2 laps. Put in enough fuel for 2 laps maybe. As well, Florian is out now for VMV. Kimi has started. We'll watch on board with him. Sam, welcome along, mate. On board with Kimi in Sector 1. Only in P12 at this moment. Bit of a moment there. Getting out of the corner. It's a 31.8. But still improving 3.5 tenths, which is a lot. Now to the chicane. Tap in the wall there, and there goes his lap. Tap the wall on the inside. Which is really easy to do there. And Kimi managed to tap it quite harsh as well, but he can continue his way with 1.5 minutes remaining in this qualifying. Everybody's out on track as Florian now started for his final run. Throwing the cars around, but as well he made the same mistake as Kimi there, but a bit worse now. And as well he now can say bye-bye to his lap. But I think he will have another go if he has enough fuel. As I think Julian will be next to cross the line in his lap. Kimi started as well now. Julian is behind, so we'll watch with Kimi. Once again improving 3.5 tenths. And it's again a 31.8. Now comes the corner where he made the mistake last time around. How will it go now? You see him taking it a bit wider. Not hitting the apex there, and as well losing some time as he hit the wall on the apex. He lost some time on his own lap time in Sector 2. He needs to improve more, or it will only be P11 for now. But we will see Kinsman going. Florian now cross the line. He will try once more. As Kimi now crosses the line. A bit of a wobble as well coming out of the corner. But it is 1:26.5. Great last sector. Better than he had before. And Julian P2. But still 3/10 slower than we saw Uncle doing. Everybody's now on their final lap. Pavlos not improving in Sector 2. More than 2/10 down. And he will box. Oh, he won't box. Is he improving then? No, he's not. And there goes his front wing. As the next one to cross the line. Is that Shocks? No, it's not. It's his teammate. Uncle, he's boxing. Uncle's boxing. Uncle's done. As Philip goes on to P2. 26.1 as well. Matthias done. Roman is done. Callum goes on to P6. The last cars now running the final corner. First, we see Shocks for GT10, his teammate in P1. But what can he do? Only P12. Alright. As Ricky stays in P8. Piscino did not improve. Did improve a bit. Didn't improve a place, actually. Going on to P6. I think Florian will be the last. But as well, Florian is also done. It's over for qualifying. Uncle is on pole position for GT10. They're leading in the championship. And they got pole position as well. Great job by Uncle. Who did not have a really great race last week. But now he gets the pole position here in Jeddah. For GT10. With a 1:25.8 domination for Uncle. 3/10 quicker than Philip in P2 for AZR. VMV in P3, then AMS, IRT, UFRT, TF10, which is AMS, AART, UFRT, VMV, and that's it for the top 10. Really looking forward to this race, as these people did not set a lap time, as Arjan crashed out actually. So he'll have to go last to first, and that really will be tough for him. I think we'll mostly see the one stop here in Jeddah. Medium hards, normally. But we'll see how these drivers do. Maybe have something for us which is a bit different. We'll see. As the drivers are now choosing that setup strategy and etc. Pull by 3/10, yeah, big gap. Big gap for Uncle. We don't often see that here. Such a big gap, but we saw it in this qualifying. Uncle really quick on Jeddah, as it seems, the 25.8 he did. So we'll see if he can hold the pace down in this race. I did not, mate. Did you have to number his braking points? I did not. He braked really late, or what is he brakes different than on a different place than others? I need them for myself, yeah. Yeah, he's really quick on this track, so yeah, like I said, is he able to get the race pace up as well and go for the victory? As it is taking a bit of a long time, but Raymond will say as we can go ready, I think. Yeah, there we go. 5 red lights for the Grand Prix here in Jeddah. It's Uncle in pole position. 5 red lights are out, and who has the best start? Uncle is great off the line. Amazing. Philip tries to stick into turn 1. Can he make a move? No, he cannot. In P3, it's now the McLaren of, I think it's Julian. Yep, Julian goes on to P3. Robin now in P4, fighting with Mattia for that position. But Mattia sticks in P5. At the back, it's Florian, and Arjan had a great start, but I think he spun together with Florian. Did he? Yes, he did. Florian still not in moving. He's now... But a crash for Arjan and Florian for AZR and VMV. Arjan, winner of last week, now down in P17. He had an amazing start, going on to like P11 or something, but now he fell back to P17. As it's Uncle still in the lead with a great start. Philip 4/10s down. Gaps are always close in the esports, so we'll see some close gaps the whole race. But is Philip able to stick with him? The air really big here. We see Philip losing time into the chicane. Great start as well by Julian. Yeah, I'll show the tires. I'm sorry. As Philip already goes around the outside of Uncle, trying to get the position. He sticks around the outside. Will he get the position into turn 1 then? Uncle using his ERS, but it's Philip on the line going on to P1. And he is in the lead now. Julian also looking to get past Uncle, but he cannot. Philip takes the lead into turn 1. As we see Kinsman and Ondra on the hards for IRT and VE. They're on the hard compound. The rest of the grid is on the mediums. Philip really pushing now. 7/10 already. The gap to Uncle. Gaps are getting a bit bigger. On the whole track, it's Callum still really close to Kimi. I'm sorry, to Casino. Kimi's on P9. Trying to have a better race than he had last week. But Philip, 8/10 gone now from Uncle. DRS is open for everyone, so he will win some back here, as he's doing now. 5/10 the gap. Julian still close to Uncle. Is that race pace of Philip that great that he can just drive away with everyone? Fastest lap in a 1:30.3 as well for Philip. We see, I think Pavlos looking down the inside. We see the McLaren of the Williams trying for a move for VE. But he cannot. Ariane is in the pits. Ooh. And he has to change his front wing as well. Not going well for Azuri. But his teammate is in P1, so he makes up for it. As Brian got a 3-second already for multiple warnings. Yeah, you get those quite quick here in Saudi Arabia. Really a track where you have to focus. You cannot miss some focus for 1 second, because you'll be in the wall immediately. You're going so quick for the full lap. Pace is so high. Focus is key on this track, as Brian losing time as well to Suzuki. Julian really close to Uncle, and Uncle as well won some time on Philip. Is somebody going for a move into turn 1? We see Julian looking. He's braking late, but not late enough to make a move. So Uncle stays ahead for now. Florian and Brian in a fight, as Brian is boxing, so not a big fight. He retires as well. First retirement is for JSR. In their first race here, they make a debut tonight here in Jeddah. But the start is not well for them with a DNF for Brian. Gaps are close, but not close enough for really an overtake. Azarian with that undercut, of course, can do something. Of course, he's winning a lot of time on the cars ahead. So it will be a big undercut. But yeah, he'll have to stop twice. So he needs to win more and more and more time. So maybe try and get in the points, but it will be tough. So it will be tough. Uncle 7/10 to Philip. Philip's really quick at this stage. Trying to get away of Uncle, which is really tough, of course. Robin close to Julian. 2.5 tenths. We'll make a move into turn 1 at the back. We see Shocks getting past Kimi. They're fighting into turn 1. Kimi's now having the inside for turn 2. But I think it's Shocks as Kimi had a really big moment and Shocks indeed took the position onto P9 for GT10 as his teammate is in P2. Important position to be in. Kimi. Ooh, we get the place back as Shocks made a mistake there. Green as well getting the position now, and it's Pablos. 3 places lost for Shocks. Like I said, those points are really important. But now he lost 3 positions in 1 moment. And Kingsman is looking as well. So he cannot do anything. Mistake by Shocks. Ooh, see Ondra there. Going a bit wide. At the corner exit. At the top then, it's still Philip. Driving a great race for now. 6 tenths is a big gap. And Uncle won't do anything into turn 1. One more with Mattia for AMS. Pablos getting past Green. What is happening with Green? He loses 2 positions. I think the same mistake as we saw Shocks making 1 lap earlier. So he falls back to P12 then. Pablos now on the points. But a second down on Kimi. As well Ricky now a second down on Callum. So gaps are getting a bit bigger in the midfield. And the trains are getting a bit shorter. As Kimi now gets past Ricky into turn 1. 1.9 seconds now. The gap to Callum. Kimi won at DRS here, so maybe Ricky can try and do something. Will he try to do it back? No, he won't. Into turn 1. Getting out of the slipstream. To not be too close. Into the corner. Green in fight with, I think it's Kingsman, but he won't do anything. Into turn 3, which is a really flat corner almost. Sam, you're insane. But hello, Mom of Sam. Nice that you're looking as well. But you're the boss of the TV. Yeah, you're doing it great, mate. And it's really an exciting race until now. As Arian is winning a lot of time to Florian at the back of the pack. Kinsman and Green still fighting each other. Now Onra is also looking for the position to P13. No, he cannot. Into the chicane as we see Kinsman going wide. In the chicane. Now Onra is really close. Has the DRS, but Green has that too. And now Sasuke as well in the train. These 4 really fighting for the position. And Philip driving flawless until now. As Florian gets 3 seconds. Multiple warnings, he's the second one to get it. Brian was the first one, but he's out of the race. Florian in P16. Not driving his best race in his career. Uncle now on 4/10. He wasn't able in this race to get something done. Back on Philip. You get greetings back. Thank you. Thanks a lot. I hope you're enjoying the show. As Callum is boxing. And I think that means 2 stops. Or it will be 16 laps on hards. I'm not sure, but he goes on to the hards as well. Pavlov's boxing. And I think he'll go on to the hards as well. Yes, he will. Some early pit stops here. Around lap 8. It's a bit early, but they get the position. Uncle now really close again. 3.5 tenths. He's winning sometime on Philip now. As we saw the fight last week, Azzurri versus GT10. One stop, but they're gonna be finished on the rims. Yeah, I think so. I think they will try a one stop, but yeah. It will be tough at the end, like you say. So now on 6 tenths once more. At dirty air is really tough here. In that last chicane, you lose so much time when you're close to your opponent. As Onra goes on to P11, that fight continues. Not even for the points, as Kinskman is now gone. And there's Robin into the box, and a couple more are going. We see Kimi as well. We see a lot of people now. Robin, Kimi, Ricky, Shocks. Those are boxing. 4 guys into the box. Going on to the arts. And they fall back to what place? Robin to P11. Right behind Callum. And I think Callum undercut it then. He tries to get the place back immediately. In the corner. And Callum did not spin. Whoa, that was really close. Into turn 3. Robin left absolutely no space there for Callum, who had to brake there, otherwise they were both in the wall. But Robin gets P10 and stops Callum from undercutting him. Wow, that was really close, as Ricky gets 3 seconds now on those fresh tires, cold tires. What a fight between Robin and Callum. Robin for IRT, who was taken out last week by Uncle, who's now in P2. Now trying to undercut some of these guys, and I don't think it will take such a long time before those are boxing. As Uncle now going to the inside, I think he will make a pit stop. No, he won't. He tricks Philip by almost going into the box, but he does not. Pacino is going though. Pacino is the next one to go into the box. For UFRT. And Green's as well boxing. He was in that fight with Shocks and with Williamses of VE. As only 5 people did not box yet in this race. Arian onto P15 with that early stop. However, he still needs to box one more time. So he's gonna lose some time. When you're boxing now, you'll easily make the one stop. So no worries for the guys in P1, 2, 3, 4 and 7. And of course the guys who started on the hards, Kinsman and Ondra, are staying out. They will have to stay out for a couple more laps. As Uncle's now really close. Only a tenth is the gap. And he tries to go around the outside in the last corner. Can he make the overtake stick in that last corner? Yes, he can, I think. How's the exit? It's good. As Uncle now going on to P1. But is he boxing? Yes, he is. So at the pit stop, he is at the lead. Great move by Uncle, who's now in P1 when they both get their new tires. Uncle and Philip. Kingsman, of course, staying out. Same for Ondra. For IRT and V. Callum gets the fastest lap. Now we'll see the guys who undercut. Yeah, we see Robin and Callum getting past. Robin, Callum and it's Pacino. They're falling back a lot. Philip and I think... Yep, Philip and Uncle. It's Uncle in P6 fighting with Pavlos into turn 3. And they just leave each other enough space to make it through the corner. But it's Uncle going back to P6. And it's Callum now in P4. Robin in a virtual lead in P3 as Pavlos makes the mistake you really don't want to make here in Jeddah. And he's falling back to P10 now. Julian boxed as well. Philip only in P8. He has Kimi ahead of him. Kimi undercut Philip. And Uncle made a really great move then in that last corner, the lap before they boxed. And it could be a really important overtake when we're going through the line for the final time this race. But Robin virtually in the lead now, as Onra and Kingsman still has to go to the box. Callum in P2 for AMS. What an undercut by those guys, as Callum now going for the lead, and he takes the lead as well before the last corner now. Robin going back to a virtual P2 then, but he has the DRS. Going on to turn 1, will he take the position back from Callum? He has one lap fresher tires. Robin, I think he won't. No, he won't take the place back. Uncle behind Robin, as he already got past Pacino. And now we'll have to fight with those guys ahead. We're past halfway of the Grand Prix here. As Green, I think it's his second 3-second penalty already, isn't it? No, it's his first, sorry. Uncle already 6/10 behind Robin and Callum. What a pace by Uncle. As Philip still behind Pacino. He got past Kimi though, but not Pacino at this stage, so Philip still one place down on Uncle, and 2 seconds is the gap. How important was that overtake before they got into the box? I think it really was important, because Philip will have a really hard time getting past Pacino, because he's at 1.3 seconds. He's Julian behind, as he's on the same lap of tires. As Callum made a mistake, I think, as Robin got past as well. Uncle. Robin and Uncle got past Callum. Mistake for the man in AMS, whose tires are quite old at this stage. Callum, Uncle will get past Robin, I think, already. Robin really fighting him into turn 1. These two have an history in last week, and they touch each other into turn 1, but they get each other alive out of turn 2, and it's Uncle virtually taking the lead already. He already took those places back. He is a man on a mission. Uncle getting to P3, which is a virtual P1. As Honor and Kinsman still has to box. And now we see already 8/10 the gap for Uncle. He's really pushing the car. Pushing his hard tires to get away by more than a second. And it's 9.5 tenths already. 1.0. Robin won't have DRS, as Uncle will have the DRS from Ondra. Really important moment in this race, as Uncle now is having the DRS and Robin is not. And I don't think Robin will get the position back to Uncle. Will get the DRS back, as that tire difference is already big, like you say, for those 2 laps. Normally like a percentage like 4%, like 2 laps, 5 maybe. But it is so big, the difference between Uncle and Robin. But Robin managed to stick in the DRS, which is important, as Uncle already get past Ondra. Ondra boxing. He lost some time there, Uncle, as Robin still is in the DRS, so the fight is on. And Pacino goes down the inside into turn 1 to Callum, but can't make an overtake. Tries to switch back, coming out of turn 2, but can't make that stick as well. Callum defending in turn 3, and defending hard enough to stay in that position. Uncle on the DRS now of Kingsman, and Robin's not in the DRS of Uncle, who is really showing a great pace in the first sector. Philip still not past Pacino. He's now 4 places down on Uncle, who's taking the lead. So it's now 5 positions. In 1 lap, 4, 5, yeah, I think so, yeah. Robin will now have a hard time to get past his teammates. I hope for him that his teammates won't make it him too hard. Maybe we'll box this lap. I think he will. But now Uncle is 1.9 ahead of Robin. Really important moment here in this race, as Robin will need to get past his teammates. But his teammate will give him the DRS, which is smart. Now Robin gets the DRS into turn 1, but won't get the DRS on Uncle. Gap 1.7. It is Kingsman boxing. Robin getting past in the DRS. Gap is 1.6 seconds. And that's what we're fighting for now. As Pacino still once more tries to get P3 back from Callum, as now everyone boxed. So Robin's in P2, 2 seconds down on Uncle now. Uncle really showing his pace at this stage. And Philip in P5. That overtake before the pit stop, like I said, was such important for this race. Because if Uncle did not get past, he was behind Philip now and he won't be in the lead. As Philip's still trying to get the position of Pacino. Now the gap is really close, only 2 tenths, and it breaks deep in the last corner, but not deep enough. Whoa. Philip really trying to get past his exit, won't be good now. As Pacino now will try to get past Callum around the outside, maybe into turn 1. Is he able to? Yes, he is. Breaking a bit deeper into turn 1, gets P3. And that's the final spot on the podium. As we see yellow in sector 3 is Ricky. And we have a virtual safety car, I think. I think we have a virtual safety car. I don't see the yellow spot on the track. Yeah, it's a virtual safety car. Virtual safety car as Ricky crashed out on the straights for AERT. Teammate now in the points, but Ricky is out of this race. Which means we have a virtual safety car, which always shakes up some things. There's enabled. Yes, we're racing war once more. As nothing really happened in the VSC. 8 laps remaining. Ondra is fighting with his teammate. I think his teammate will let him pass as Ondra is on the mediums. And he will have to fight for the points for VE. Pacino 7 tenths to Robin. that will be the last fight. I think Uncle, when he's not making any mistakes, he is trying to get there, but Philip now trying to get past Callum around the outside in turn 2. He cannot make it stick, but Callum has a bit of a wobble. Coming out of turn 2, is Philip gonna try it in turn 3? No, he's not. He tried it once more, Philip, who is not having a great stint after he boxed. This stint not going well for him. Cannot get past those guys ahead, as Uncle did that quite easy. And now has a gap from 4 seconds. Insane it is. Spacino is now really close, but as well as Philip. Philip down around the outside, now having the inside, but it's Callum pushing him a bit wide in that chicane. Not really enough space for 2 people as well. But Philip tries. Will he try again in the last corner? Breaking really deep in the last corner. But what can Callum do against it? He cannot do anything, as now Philip goes on into P4. Callum down the inside already, getting past. And now Julian's really close as well. Julian goes on to P5. Down the inside as Pacino. Now with the inside for turn 2. And he is taking P2. Pacino going on to P2, getting past Robin. And it's now Julian down the inside of Callum. Can he get past? Yes, he can. Julian on to P4. Incredible job by him, as he takes 2 positions in one go. Great job by Julian, as Philip also got past Callum now. Philip on to P5. Sasuke 3 seconds as Green retired into the pits. That's why we see the yellow flag as well in sector 1. For JSR it's a dramatic start in HRC. As Pacino is now away again. 1.2 seconds out of the DRS, so Julian will have a chance to get past Robin and get the final spot on the podium. UVRT got a podium last week and is on the podium now. Gaps are getting closer, as Callum as well having some problems to stay in the DRS of Philip. But I think he has managed to stay in there, as we're now watching the 5 final laps of this race. Robin don't have DRS, is not having it. And Philip breaking really deep into turn 1 and is side by side now with Julian and taking P4 away from Julian. Julian made a little bit of a mistake there into turn 1, going quite deep. And now Philip's on to P4. Great overtake by the man for AZR, for Azzurri. Five laps remain. And these fights are insane, but at the top it's Uncle, who got pulled by a margin and is now winning the race by even a bigger margin. Philip 3/10 down on Robin, and Pacino still gone 1.4 seconds ahead of Robin. 2.5 tenths between Philip and Robin now. Philip trying to get that final spot on the podium to save the day for Azzurri, as Ariel is still back in P15. I think he's boxed though. Well, yeah, won't get any points of course. As Philip goes on to P3 now, getting past Robin easily. It's Callum fighting, or it's Mattia fighting with Kimi. And Kimi gets 3 seconds. Ooh, but it won't take him down, as Pavlos 3.3 seconds down. But he lost some time there, Kimi, in turn 1 and 2. So he will try and get 3 seconds away of Pavlos. Otherwise, he'll go back down to P9 and maybe even P10 as Shox is really close as well. It will be points for Kimi, but not ideal as his teammates is in P2. Robin really having some struggles on those hard tires because he also cannot compete with the pace of Philippe, as Philippe's already also gone for almost whoa, he's already gone for more than a second now. 9/10 now. Robin's using his ERS to stay in the DRS, which is really, really important for him. He stayed in the DRS. Will have a chance to stay close to Philip. Lap 22 of 25. Julian in P5, not able to make up some positions. Callum now in P6, he's not able as well, so tough race now for those guys. As we see Uncle now 8 seconds ahead. Domination for GT10 in a way we've never seen it before. 8.2 seconds. Insane, absolutely enormous by Uncle. Philip close to Pacino now. He closed the gap to the man from UFRT, so I think he will get the job done. Now around the outside he tries, maybe for the switchback. Exit is better, because we see Pacino making a little bit of a mistake there. DRS open for Philip, and I think he will get the job done. Yes, he will. Now Robin will maybe try something. No, he won't. Robin now close to Pacino as well. Philip goes on to P2, where he was in the lead of the race for basically the whole stint, a part of the last corner actually. As Julian now quite close to Robin as well. Two and a half laps remaining in this exciting race. Sataria now in P13. He did a great job actually in this race with that front wing damage he had in the first lap. Final 2 laps. Yes, the fights are still there for the podium. Suzuka is boxing. They will try and get the fastest lap. Robin now more than a second down to Pacino. Pacino still close to Philip for P2. That's basically the last fight of this race as we're now rounding this quarter. One final time. Pacino down the inside and gets P2 back of Philip. And Julian as well getting P4. And those two guys of AMS also a bit fighting, but Callum stays in P6. But Julian takes P4 from Robin for VMV, which is important. For those points, he'll get extra with it. Final lap. AMS 6-7, yeah, Wessel. Really great. Should have been you there. But Uncle has driven the most dominant race I've basically ever seen in my life. As in the first stint, he was behind Philip. But he overtook him in the last corner of the stint, actually. They both boxed after he overtook him. And after the pit stops, Philip and basically everyone has never seen him back. And he's now gone. 10 seconds is the gap. He overtook everyone easily after a lot of guys undercut him. For him, it doesn't care. He's rounding the final corner here in Jeddah. Uncle wins for GT10. And the leaders in the championship get even more, a bigger lead now. Uncle does it here in Jeddah. Pacino still fighting with Philip, but I don't think Philip can do anything about his P2 for UFRT. Pacino's in P2, then Philip. Philip has been in the lead for such a long time, but he is in P3 still. Robin gets P4 back of Julian, only 56 thousandths of a second on the line. Shocks ahead of Kimi because of the penalty. And I think that's the same why Kingsman going to P11 ahead of Ondra. But wow, such dominance by Uncle. More than 10 seconds ahead. Pacino in P2, then Philip, Robin, Julian in P5, then Callum, Mattia, Shocks and Kimi, then Pavlos. But the P1 and the most points today are for GT10. They've driven a great race. Once more tonight. Ja, Utrecht ook 3-0. Lekker zeggen. Heerlijk. Ik zit te kijken. Wat een goede goals ook hoor. Ik was echt in staat om aan mijn dak te gaan. Maar toch maar noncha gebleven. Sorry, that was a little Dutch. As, like I said, Uncle P1, then Pacino, Philip, Robin, Julian, Callum, Mattia, Shocks, Kimi, and Pavlos gets the final point. Wow, what a race we've seen tonight. I hoped you all enjoyed watching this race with me. I really did tonight. I hope to see you again next week for round 8, as it's GT10 still in the lead after this race. The championship is rounding a bit of its end, so we're looking forward to the last couple of races of the season. Thank you for watching. I wish you all a great evening, and I hope we'll see you guys next week. Bye bye.